Here's an extremely famous bit of Americana. You'll probably recognize it. Maybe you've even seen it at MoMA if you hang around New York. Christina's World, 1948. A woman in a pink dress in the dark coastal landscape of Maine. She seems to be in a state of repose, but upon closer examination, there's something about her posture that does not suggest relaxation. In fact, quite the opposite. Although we only see her from behind, she seems disturbingly alert. Kind of haunting, isn't it? This is Anna Christina Olson. Here's the deal. This painting is actually kind of controversial in the art world. Like I said, it's clearly super duper famous. But the problem is, people can't decide if it's good. I mean, I like it. But look, in the 1940s, artists were exploring. In 1948, Dali painted the elephants. Picasso painted the kitchen. Miro painted the red sun. And then you have Andrew Wyeth over here doing this realism piece. Realism? Who is doing realism in 1948? The Americans. So this painting, despite its fame, is still thought of as kind of kitschy and gauche, even today. In that case, what made Andrew Wyeth paint it? In a word, blueberries. Wyeth was introduced to Anna Christina Olson in 1939 when he was 22. He was fascinated with her, and the two became lifelong friends. You see, by the time Christina was 30, she couldn't walk at all. She had developed this degenerative disease as a child. I've seen sources attribute her ailments to polio and some to Charcot-Marie tooth disease, which is a hereditary motor and sensory neurosis that results in progressive loss of muscle tissue and touch sensation. Take another look at Christina's World. She's not resting in the grass. She's literally clawing her way through it. That day in 1939, when Wyeth met Christina, he watched her picking blueberries while crawling through her fields like, as he said, a crab on a New England shore. Wyeth later wrote, "The challenge to me was to do justice to her extraordinary conquest of a life, which most people would consider hopeless. If in some small way I have been able in paint to make the viewer sense that her world may be limited physically, but by no means spiritually, then I have achieved what I set out to do." Wyeth actually painted Christina a few more times. This one he did in 1947 is actually my favorite. And he paints her as she gets older. Oh yes, Christina got older. She didn't die until the age 74. Some contemporary criticism has suggested that despite Wyeth's goals in painting Christina's World, he was exploiting her disabled body. Is that okay? I don't know. I can tell you that Christina and Wyeth remained intensely close friends. After Christina's World blew up and made Wyeth kind of wealthy and famous, he offered the Olson family money, but Christina ardently refused to take it. She apparently loved the painting, saying that Christina's World was her favorite. Even as she grew older and her disease progressed, she said, "Andy put me where he knew I wanted to be. Now that I can't be there anymore, all I do is think of that picture and I'm there." You know, he even painted her in her favorite color, pink. 1 year before his death, Wyeth told the LA Times he wanted to be buried next to Christina. That didn't happen. Well, not really. He's not buried next to her. He's buried actually down the hill. That hill. The one in Christina's World.